Good morning, everybody. So Donnie Rouse here, and this one came from a experience I had yesterday. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So, hi guys, my name is Donnie Rouse, and you are listening to the podcast One Life. Louder than words. Actions tell what your priorities are. So when we say that we want something, the easiest way to follow what it is that we truly want is to follow the actions that we're taking. So what is it that you really want? Are you really even aware of what you really want? Sometimes you could fall into the trap of chasing after something or saying that you want something, but your actions are actually pointing you to somewhere else. And what I want you to pay attention to in this podcast is that your actions are pointing you in the direction you go to start looking for the tide, so this way you could swim with it rather than swimming against it. There are many different approaches because with this topic, you could actually swim towards the thing that you want, and you could look where you're putting your attention towards, but you could also look at the things that you fear and putting the attention. And that is not the purpose of this podcast. The purpose of this podcast is I want to uncover the thing that lights you up, the thing that you know you should be doing. So this way you could take off the restrictions. You could let go of the shackles. You could start swimming with the tide rather than against it. Because that pull, those actions, that drive, that passion, that is what your true calling is. I was on a call yesterday, and I was with two consultants. They were speaking to me about my business. I was telling my backstory. One of the consultants was saying, okay, well, all right, you've been doing this for 11 years. If any investor asked, they're like, well, what took you so long? When he asked that question, I started to get defensive. I started looking for all the reasons as to why I wasn't where, quote unquote, I should be. But then the partner, the other person on the call, said something interesting that caught my attention. She goes, you are actually the real thing. I mean, you're saying that you're doing coffee because you want to take that moment to enjoy time, to enjoy life. And that is exactly what you do. You are the living thing. You're a millennial actually doing it versus saying they want something and not taking the action. That I sat with that for a bit. Actually, I sat with it well after the call. I woke up with the thought, actually. And I was thinking about, well, what was the real reason? Why have I taken 11 years? I mean, there's a lot of reasons. Like, things happened as they were supposed to happen. Like, things unfolded as they were supposed to unfold. Realizations with how to develop the company, the coffees, new products, all these different things happened as they were supposed to. But the reason that I would say the amount of time it was taking, or what brings me to this point today, was that I was not willing to sacrifice putting off life. I was not willing to sacrifice saying, all right, well, let me spend the next 10, 15, 20 years of my life building this business. And then once it's all said and done, then then travel, I'll do that later. I wasn't willing to do that because travel was one of the most important things and still is in my life. And it's still one of the things that when I even speak about or think about, it lights me up. So it was a big aha moment because it's so easy when you're getting questioned and probed and you're looking at what the status quo is and what everyone else is doing. It's easy to deny what it is that's really in your heart. So I want to reacquaint you with what is in your heart by helping you realize, where is it that you're spending your attention? Where are you spending your time? What are those things that light you up? What do you spend all that time literally looking online to say, oh, wow, daydreaming about the thing? Like, what are your actions saying? Maybe you're not taking action on that, which is another story, but I want you to know where you're putting attention, like the things that grab your time. Because that is the direction that you should be moving towards. Another gauge for that is just to look through your day to day. What are the common emotions? Your emotions are the thermostat. Your emotion is going to tell you what your set point is. Your emotion is going to tell you what you need to do. When you feel lit up and euphoric and passionate and excited, that is an indication that you are on the right path. When you are feeling uninspired, like life is a bore, mundane, that could tell you that you're on the wrong path, or that you just have a really shitty focus, that you're not focusing on the right thing, right? Because I've even gotten into that where I could be doing something that I love, but if my focus is in the wrong spot, my emotions go there, and then it just goes downhill from there. So what is it that you want? What are you unwilling to sacrifice? And I want you to really think of it from the perspective of your life, right? If you were to get to the end of your life, how would you want people to remember the way you lived? What would you want to experience? What are you unwilling to compromise on? I just gave the example, that is travel for me. Like, I will do it while I'm building my business. I'm not going to put off doing something that I love for the sake of building something and the intention to do it later that may slip through my hands because who knows, I may not have health, I may die, I may lose the desire to do it later, right? Because we're constantly changing. The person we are, I mean, I don't know if I would ever give up wanting to travel, but the person we are today changes and is different from the person we are tomorrow, is different from the person we are 1 year from now. Priorities change. Maybe you decide, you know what? Yeah, I did want to travel, but now the priority is really I want to have kids. Whatever it may be. So the thing is to do the thing now. I like to say do it while you're building whatever it is you're building. Life is not a zero-sum game. It's not all or nothing. If you allow yourself to just kind of indulge and partake in the things that bring you passion, you're going to be surprised because it's going to light you up and it's going to carry over into every other area of your life. So this podcast today is a call to action. It's a call for you to take action on the thing that brings you joy. It's a call for you to take action on the things that you know you want to do and you know that are going to light you up. If you enjoyed this podcast, I hope you would please consider subscribing. Share it. If you have any questions or comments, you could ask them by visiting the website, www.donnyrouse.com. Again, www.donnyraus.com. If you were like me and you like using your coffee to connect you with the moment, to daydream, to really inspire yourself about all the things that you want to experience in life, then try my Rouse coffee. You can get Rouse coffee by visiting rauscoffee.com, rauscoffee.com. Use the discount code, all caps, OneLife to get 10% off your order. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope this in some way reacquainted with you the desires deep inside and what you know is your true calling and what you know you should be doing. Because life is too short. You only get one life. Live it. God bless, and I will see you again soon.